In order to fully understand the topic of AI safety, you have to fully grasp the concept of the value alignment problem in artificial intelligence. And what this problem states is that we can't ensure that AI systems that we create are aligned with human values and ethics. And this is a really big problem. It also begs the question of who will decide what ethics and values are encoded into these systems. Also, the values, ethics, morals, they vary greatly. And many times, these are not something that you could explicitly state. These are the unspoken, implicit rules that guide our thinking and behavior. And this moral compass is not very easy to just program into an AI system. And remember, a lot of times the AI systems these days are using machine learning to go ahead and learn. And this can make them very unpredictable and they lack transparency. The people that program the AI machines and use machine learning, they'll tell you themselves that they're not sure exactly how the machine is learning and exactly what the machine is going to be capable of in the future. Now, this can be okay if you're designing a system and it's in a lab in a very controlled environment. The real problem is that now we're in an era of highly commercialized artificial intelligence products. Ever since OpenAI went ahead and pushed the boundaries of generative AI and started that revolution, all companies are trying to just very rapidly develop impressive AIs and throw them and deploy them onto the public and then find a way to monetize them. But the issue is that we don't know if these systems align with our objectives. Here's a really interesting example of this. We all remember less than a decade ago, Garry Kasparov, seen as one of the greatest chess champions in the world, losing to AlphaZero, a computer that was created with machine learning by Google's DeepMind. Now imagine a scenario where you teach this computer and say, you have to beat Garry Kasparov in this game of chess. Now, if the computer doesn't hold the same morals and values as us, what it can do when it plays Garry Kasparov, if it's a timed game of let's say 30 minutes apiece, is it could reach across the table and choke Garry Kasparov to death, kill him, and let his time run out. That way, it knows with 100% certainty that it will beat Garry Kasparov in this game of chess. To us, that might sound so ridiculous. That's murder. That is so wrong. But these machines, they don't quite understand these rules the same way that we do. And it's not because they're malicious or terrible or intentionally harmful. It's just that the objective that they were programmed to go ahead and accomplish, it's going to accomplish at all costs. Now, what you put as far as barriers or guardrails or how you program it to be aligned with our morals and values is exactly what the value alignment problem is referring to. Now, as Alan Turing once said, it is not obvious to us that we can control machines that are more intelligent than us. And this is what a lot of people are afraid of. Now, to use a little bit less of a ridiculous example than that chess one is autonomous vehicles. This touches upon the trolley dilemma. Imagine an autonomous vehicle, okay? A car that drives itself has to make a choice. It's going 70 miles per hour on a highway. It goes around the bend, and all of a sudden, in the left lane, there are 3 people standing there, and in the right lane, there are 2 people standing there. It can't avoid going into the left lane or the right lane. It has to go into one of those. And more likely than not, it's going to kill the people in the lane that it chooses to go to. How does it make that decision? What is the trade-off of harms? Now, hearing that, you might say, well, wait, the left lane has 3 people there. the right lane only has 2 people. So if this autonomous vehicle goes in the right lane, it kills only 2 people and it saves 3 people. And so it's better because one less person died. Okay, but sometimes real life, it's a lot more nuanced and not obvious like that. For example, what happens if the 3 people in the left lane are 3 85-year-olds and the 2 people in the right lane is 2 third graders? Does this change the moral and ethical equation as far as the decision making goes by this autonomous vehicle? Another example might be, let's say that you have an AI that is babysitting your child, and the child says, let's play hide and seek, and goes plays hide and seek, and the AI shuts down the entire house, calls all the authorities to do a citywide search for these kids. And again, it's a very silly example, but it might not be that silly, because right now what we're going to witness in this highly commercialized AI era is that these products are going to be put out into the market so that these companies can reap the benefits financially, because a lot of times the whole objective or incentive of a company is the bottom line. Speaking of morals and ethical guidelines and values, it is not always very ethical and moral the way that they achieve that revenue and profit. And so we have to understand this dilemma in order to fully grasp the discussions, the pros and cons that people are having as far as government agencies regulating AI and what those regulations should entail. So it's going to be really interesting how AI regulation and AI safety saga unfolds over the coming weeks, months, and years ahead. And when there's going to be news that pertains to this topic, you better bet that I'm going to be posting about it on this channel. So if you appreciate this type of content, let me know in the comments section, give this video a like, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.